Want my latest market insights? My latest report, Recession Risk Just Got Pulled Forward Again, is now available. Scan this QR code or click on the link in the description. I am very, very bullish this oversold K-Web contingency, and it's basically doing its thing. We have BABA finally, after this executive order back in February, US can't invest in China and China can't invest in US and all that. They didn't implement anything, and ETFs were not going to be delisted. So it took a little while, but BABA has held this beautifully. 50-week, this was the level, gorgeous level. So not only is BABA pushing 166 pre-market for all kinds of reasons that I've mentioned over basically year and a half, that big picture, my level is once it gets and stays above 120 on a monthly, and remember, this is from 68 when I recommended it last year, but big picture, we've done lots of swings in between, but this scoop on a monthly is no joke. So I said, once it can get and stay above 120, it can double. So I've been saying that for a while. This is a gorgeous monthly consolidation. It is an oversold play while the US is overbought, and technically it's textbook. So we have a scoop pattern on the monthly. We've got this gorgeous quarterly level, which it needed to basically digest and then get back above. This also staying on top of the 200-day. Now, can I get excited then come back pretty strongly? But China has decided this all AI tech dominance race, which of course for them is more infrastructure than winner takes all, like over here in Silicon Valley, that they are going to demand tech firms in China cancel Nvidia orders. So Nvidia will fall. This is a fabulous pair trade, but it has worked also in Nvidia. If you recall this gorgeous, gorgeous level, which I had as price target, which hit, which is this 173. I know it's kind of smushy, but I had a gap fill also from when they had earnings, which was also beautiful with a pullback into my 165 area. And then it bounced right into the 180, like that I had given from the breakdown. Now we're getting back below the 173. And this is the level that we need to get very, very, very clearly, this 172, this 10 weeks, so we can fill this 20-point drop. So I do think Nvidia short is very productive. I do think the BABA long is long extended, but this is the Shanghai. This is China. This is speculative fervor, as I've shown you in this China chart repeatedly of Shanghai. It is hot fire flames. Now, Baidu's also busting a gut. We're up at 135. And by the way, the 400 week, remember, this is just stunningly gorgeous as well. It was going to pull a BABA, just a matter of time. It got above this 101.69, gapped up into the 200, did not come back to play any gap fill. It is in a speculative fervor, but now it's up to the 400 week. So what is the 400 week exactly? It is 128 and change. It is above the 128 and change. It is all the way up into my next monthly level, which is 135. So how does this happen? Well, that's exactly what I warned about a few months ago on, I think it was July 11th, talking about the melt up in China that was coming. So this was July 11th, and I posted my charts of the Shanghai and saying this is ready to explode. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Boom. Now, JD is very slow. It's going to launch. You know, I'm high conviction on this guy. It's going to do a BABA. Then came Baidu. Next comes JD. It's very, very hard for me to believe this will not explode higher. And right now we are working on this level of resistance. This 30 was a great buy area. Don't let it fall below 29. Remember that? All right. So we're now working higher, and on a monthly, right? It doesn't look like much. It's just still starting. It hasn't even turned. Now look at Baidu. When did this puppy turn? Right here. So when it stopped going down, and then it turns up, and then it explodes. Now look at BABA. This has already been moving higher since literally when I recommended it. Literally at 68. So it has lots of explosions. It pulls back. Explosions. It pulls back. Now it's in explosion territory. This thing still hasn't even gotten into overbought. So you got to have a patience to trade these, and also know how to endure the volatility, and also look at a bigger time frame, and also track the Chinese stimulus news and Jeffrey's fundamental analysis. He has been spot on why this matters to the AI ecosystem and the China consumer and the economic data. If it's bad in China, they do more stimulus. They are doing more stimulus than the great financial crisis, just like we did here. The difference is they're not exactly printing it. So they're not doing a yuan devaluation. They don't want to do a yuan devaluation. They're pegged to the dollar for the most part. Dollar's falling. They don't want to do a yuan devaluation. It would undo the stimulus. And yes, of course, KWEB. I'm very, very happy with this breakout. Again, above 400. KWEB is pushing 42 and change. All right, so Nvidia down, BABA up. The Mag 7 ratio is just showing sideways on the weekly, but the absolute underlying are shortable, are very, very well positioned for some reversion to the mean trades. Starting with Nvidia, look at even the yuan is having some weakness. So that's what bears watching right now. FX volatility can trigger equity volatility, and then we'll figure out. See, gorgeous. All right, so Nvidia. You're shorting at the chase level underneath that 173. I see 152 in time. So gorgeous start, but it does need to break that 169.50. So Nvidia 173 break down to 169.50. Then of course, where it bounced last time, which was 165. Remember, that was my price target short. Post Nvidia earnings, gorgeous short. It came down after hours. It came down and tagged that 172. Remember, we were live on that Wednesday, and I said it will tag it again. And then it went and tagged the 172, and I had 167 and 165 as an overshoot, and it did. It hit perfect, 165. That's where we're going to go back. So that's where I have a starter chase on Nvidia. I did a post that is here. I don't think we're going to reach it right now. I think we're going to pull back right now. And I have a new post that I started writing this morning. And literally the title is, "The Time to Protect is Now." This is what I wrote yesterday. The market is pricing in almost no chance of a half point cut. This would be the surprise. FXY as a yen proxy for those who are into it, because if the dollar yen does get pushed down further, which I started warning on Monday and then again Tuesday, then that could be a good play. I think these are still portfolio hedges. I still think we're going to see some volatility. As I mentioned yesterday, 17.15 to 18.50 is an easy bet. Getting and staying above 19.50 is another thing altogether. And there is growing risk of that. Specifically, government shutdown risk is rising. I can see Alexander posting this morning that Punchbowl News thinks it's a sure thing coming. They have this CR vote on Friday. If it doesn't pass, it's really going to come. The CR will basically fund the government for 7 weeks if it passes. And then basically you got all this gamma coming off the board. I have talked about that repeatedly. This is a Spot Gamma, great tool, by the way. We're big power users. This is spotgamma.com/LaDuc. You can get a discount if you want. This stack has been where I saw volatility come in. They are reminding it's $1.1 trillion in notional. That's how much expires. We're going to get volatility. Could be a little bit, could be a lot, but we're going to get volatility. I'm on record with that for weeks now. So big picture, it's 11-to-1 ratio of calls to puts based on that delta notional value. This is massive, and it just happens to follow FOMC. So even if we get nothing today, you've got time to prepare for tomorrow. I think we're going to get an unwind next week. And then selling can beget selling. Right now, Nvidia's short and people are managing their China longs or chasing. But I'm talking about CTAs coming in. And remember, I said many, many weeks, and I've tracked this, they are mechanical buyers on the way up. In the past few weeks, I said just because these price-insensitive CTAs are satiated doesn't mean they start selling. It means once selling picks up, watch out. And that's what I see coming in. So Monday, I started to see a little bit of tremors, right? Tuesday, I wrote about it. And today, I'm going to post, it's time to protect. So this is also Charlie McGallagher out warning. If you speak quant translation, the current dealer gamma structure and the CTA vol funds are going to suggest a breakdown into potential gamma territory, which is negative at 64.50, give or take. That's next week. And that's where we can start to see the hedging come in, the systematic fund flows start to sell, and that's going to be a headwind for equities. So that 6666 is on hold for now. This is all mechanical deleveraging that I'm talking about, not a fundamental picture. And then I've got some realized volatilities on the floor, and this is McGallagher. Look at the rebalancing. That's very likely. Rebalancing means big tech, big rebalancing. Nvidia, we get some selling. They're very long long in the tooth right here for Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Avgo, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, and Google. This is where we're going to start to see some unleveraged bets, deleveraging, unwinding, de-risking, whatever you want to call it. And then they're going to fit all kinds of narratives around it. Anyway, I did write this up yesterday. This is everything tech bubble. You can get on this at your leisure, but you know I'm constantly tracking 3 legs of a table: FX volatility, treasury volatility, equity volatility. And right now we know long stocks equals short dollar. That has been a theme of mine. And macro event risks ahead. I talk about that for jobless claims, not just FOMC, real GDP falling into potential negative territory, and jobless claims getting and staying above my 267,000. All of that stuff. Event vol is building. That's literally what I wrote Monday and Tuesday. And then today, this morning, I'm literally going to say time to protect.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.